So with that being said, this brings us to our next topic because
well played,
President Trump. Okay, so
I see how you set it up. This is great.
Donald Trump has signed a proclamation requiring companies to pay an annual fee of $100,000 for each H1B visa, a move that could significantly impact the U.S. technology sector, which heavily depends on skilled foreign workers. The H1B visa program allows U.S. employers to hire temporary workers in specialized fields such as technology, engineering, education, and healthcare.
STEM.
Government data shows that about 2/3 of H1B roles are computer related. The first half of 2025, Amazon received over 10,000 H1B visa approvals, while Microsoft and Meta each had more than 5,000. The program currently grants 65,000 visas annually, with an additional 20,000 for individuals holding advanced degrees. The new fee could increase hiring costs, particularly for small tech companies and startups. So the reason why I said that the tech world has obviously been booming, which is why your stocks are going well. But this H1B visa situation is something that we've talked about before. And as I saw somebody on social media say, it's been America's secret weapon for decades now that very few people are fully aware of. The Genius Visa, where America had a really brilliant idea to drain pool the world. So the smartest people from all over the world
import their talent,
come to America, and there's an easy pathway for them to get a visa to stay if they are smart, if they are tech geniuses, right? This helps the technology companies because all of their top talent is coming on these visas. Like I said, when we went to Meta, only people that was there was the Chinese people. That's a fact. So India, China, Taiwan, Japan, they're flooding. They have flooded Silicon Valley, and they've helped make all of these tech companies, the Magnificent Seven, the QQQs. This is why your portfolio is actually performing the way it is, because of these immigrants that have come from these different countries.
And there's a big piece inside of all of that. The amount of money that they're paying them, right? The wages that they're paying them, yes, it's substantial, right? But it's far more substantial than the countries a lot of times where they came from. Does that mean it matches the actual wage transferably of what it's supposed to be, right? For a computer engineer, not always. And so if you can pay somebody who is equally, if not even more skilled, a lower wage, that helps your bottom line as when you're talking about how you make revenue and how you're paying to get that revenue.
Well, also, it's a thing of there's not enough talented people in America to even compete for those jobs. So it's not even necessarily a thing of like they get to pay foreigners less. There's not enough educated people in the United States of America to fill those jobs. That's a fact. That's 100% fact.
By design, by the way.
American society is getting dumber, has gotten dumber, and ranks not even in the top 30 in world's education. So yes, they can pay people less money, but even if numerous CEOs have said this, if there was nobody coming into this country, there would be no Silicon Valley.
There will be a collapse of almost
100%. If you look at it just from a geographical standpoint, the state that has the largest number of H1B visas is California. Surprise. Silicon Valley, surprise. Home of Meta, surprise. Home of Apple.
Okay, for the people that say it's a false narrative, how is it a false narrative? When the smartest people in the world have already backed this, when the graduation rates of computer scientists has only gone down in America and gone up in China, when our math scores have only gone down in America. America won the Math Olympics for the first time in 20 years, high school, and the whole team was Chinese Americans. Look, I'm not. Like sometimes in life you just gotta face the facts. Nobody wants to admit these things, but these are facts. 100%. Why do you think they're trying to push the STEM program? Because we're struggling in STEM. It's a fact.
So
and if you import the talent in,
yeah,
it's easier to have lion's share equity positions in the startups that matter if they're coming in from another country.
Yeah, the wealthiest man on the planet came from an HB1 visa from South Africa.
Yep.
Right. So when you listen to Jensen, we need to have the smartest people in the world be a part of this. They're looking at it from a global standpoint. Like, yes, we need the smartest talent. I guess kind of what the administration standpoint is looking at is like, yes, again, it's make America great. Right. If we raise the price of this, then it forces us to find talent from within, and hopefully we find that talent within, and it's great.
Or you just raise more money. The also decide is that they got Microsoft rich enough, Meta's rich enough, Apple is rich enough. They just got to cut into their profits, and they're gonna have to pay more money. If you want the top talent, you got to pay.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah. You had the Amazon 10,000, Microsoft 5,200, Meta 5,100, Apple 4,200,
but then also
Google 4,200.
To look at 10,000 for Amazon, but the average salary is $150,000. That's average salary. Ernst & Young, 8,600. The average salary is 143,000. Google, 7,600. The average salary is 178,000. Microsoft, 6,600. The average salary is 163,000.
Which is a steal.
Salesforce, 1,900. Average salary, 186,000. Apple, 2,500. The average salary is 202,000.
But here's the other part. And this is the part. You raise the price for the visa, right? But you know that artificial intelligence is going to replace a lot of these jobs. So then there's that piece of it. Now that pool becomes even smaller. So now what?
He's going to flail on this the same as he did tariffs. This will be an act of economic terrorism if he did this. And also, if you look at the technocracies, the return on employee, whatever number they're being paid, they're making a multiple, in some cases of 9x for what they're being paid per employee, as high as 16x in some cases. This is never going to go through.
So, okay. What is the chances that this does go through? And what does this do to technology companies as far as their bottom line? Because the UK came out and just did the exact opposite. Once this was announced, the UK came out and said, we're going to make the easiest pathway possible for smart tech people to come to this country free. Does this have will the QQQs be affected by this?
0% chance. Zero. I want to be clear on record. 0%, 100,000 per employee. I'm sure y'all got texts and calls this weekend too. The sentiment was, this is laughable from the people I talked to this weekend. Snowball's chance in hell is a quote.
So why would he sign a proclamation? Why would he do this if it's not? Why would he?
Trump?
Why would he? Yeah, Trump.
It is historically, has his leadership style been short-term thinking or long-term based? If you look historically, most of the decisions that he's made in the past 12 years have been short-sighted at best. The idea, just like the tariff idea, is good on paper. In terms of execution, it's mapped out incredibly poorly. So I think it's a way, and the battle that he's fighting is, how can I get debt to GDP down? How can I get American debt down? How can I bring capital back into America? Amazing thought. Terrible execution in how to go about it.
Yeah.
And if you think that you're going to raise employee costs for the people that help get you in, they'll make political shifts in the country and put in a new president before we have that happen. Now, if this was China, I'll have a totally different take. India, different take. But in America, where America runs on tech, not Duncan. Never going to happen. Never going to happen.
And we're talking about mega caps, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does that say for like the companies in the Russell?
Oh, it's over with.
You won't have a company.
Impossible.
So you don't think it's gonna happen?
Great job on the Spanish video. Cero. Cero. Mi hermano. No. 1% chance if we want to, spice it up. But no, I think it's a great idea on paper. The execution of it is highly unlikely, especially for those who was with them in England having dinner and doing Scottish footwork over the weekend.
So Gil, he said keep the immigrants away.
Oh, I'm like, who's Gil? I'm thinking about Arenas or in
the chat. Gil in the chat. He said keep the immigrants away. That's his. What's your thoughts on that?
We need as much talent as possible.
Without immigrants in the country would not run, and that goes for every industry. But if we're just looking at tech, Microsoft does not run. We had 10 years of Ballmer. The stock was flat. He was handed a monopoly and ruined it. And if you add inflation, it ran net negative for 6 fucking years. I would argue without immigrants, we wouldn't have a Mac 7.
If you look at the CEOs of those Mac 7s. Lisa, look at Google CEO.
Google,
Elon.
Satya, Elon. Like what?
Like, come on.
Take away political insight or take that away. Just talent base. By design, America has ruined the education system once the Rockefeller family bought into it. By design, had degradation of education over the last 30, 40 years to then import other talent. The costs have gotten high, but now you're in a conundrum where you either pay the talent fee portal, that's the real transfer portal, from India and China to over here, or American education is so behind, like Rashad said, you can't even have people to fill the positions for a small task, let alone.
But then Devin says, or you can just train Americans how to do the job of people doing the H1B visas.
But what? Okay, listen close. They don't want that to happen. If they wanted that to happen, they would have retooled the country 30 years ago. That's why the tollways, bridges, waterways, American education system, we'll talk later, music rights, all that shit has been sold piece by piece, brick by brick to other countries and other entities.
Yeah, I mean, if
they don't want that.
I think if that was the case, then we would have been equipped, right? STEM would have been something that would have been put at the forefront. Coding 20 years ago, those things would have been at the forefront of the educational system. It clearly is not. Even now, like, I went to back to school night the other night. They were talking about artificial intelligence in my daughter's school, but I know school districts that's not even taking place in. Right?
And it's not the it's not the educators who don't want it. It's the power structures above.
And it's the
same thing like financial literacy. Like, we know that if we wanted people to be equipped and trained and well off, then
they
we would
don't want it. Even if you offer it for free. That's the crazy part. And I don't know if we can even talk about that. If you install it into a school for free, there's pushback on it.
And yeah, shout out to the brother. He said Americans are more than capable of learning skills to do. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not.
They're capable if we start young.
The society is not capable of handling that. American society is a junk food society, not just from a diet standpoint, from everything we consume. So our society is not built on discipline like China. Our society is not built on 100-year planning like Japan. Our society is not built around respect.
What's part of society?
Every part of society. That's why I said this is not a black issue. This is an American issue. You go to these companies, there is no white people. There's Chinese people. Like, yes, we have smart people in America for sure, 100%. Everybody that watches the show is highly intelligent. We're not talking about just a few people. We're talking about masses. Like they said if they go to China right now, they could fill a football field with graduate school students that's in computer engineering. They said if they go to college in America, they're going to have a hard time filling the classroom.
Yeah. Well, I'm only asking because, and not to cut you off, but I'm only asking because what somebody may argue, aren't American Chinese, isn't that a society inside of our country?
No, because they've already carried their values and traditions over with them.
Brought it here.
Of course.
And created a part
of society. That's why they have Chinatown.
That's what I'm saying. So
they're not fully assimilated.
Is that not a part of American society?
Well, Chinese Americans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to be technical.
Right.
So Chinese Americans.
I mean, they won our math competition for us.
Okay. Technicality.
Diversity.
Hasn't the American business model always been to capitalize off of talent and underpay?
And to keep people America's models to keep people ignorant. You know that.
Yes.
You know that.
By design.
By design. So in order to face the problem, you got to admit that you have a problem. We have a problem. There's no way in the world we should be the richest country in the world by far in human history and not be in the top 30 in education. That's a problem. How is that possible? How are you the richest country in the world and your school system is barely trying to make it to the top 50 in the world?
Did that change after the Institute bought it or no?
That comes back to morals and family values and societal values and media and a variety of different things. How does Indonesia have a better school system than we have? How's that possible?
No. Sure, you can hit that mute button anytime you want to. If we get too
No. Somebody said the greatest, far from the greatest. The wealthiest for sure. Not even close.
You can argue the greatest. I mean, hey, we gotta be honest. It's not.
I mean, that's opinionated.
Yeah, it's subjective.
The wealthiest is not. That's not an opinion.
Greatest. I mean, yeah, nobody's really accomplished what America has accomplished. Let's just be honest. Just because there's faults in it for sure, but I mean, it's still it reigns supreme over any other country. That's a fact. But no, we're not an educated society. Of course not.
And that's why I think he's like Ian saying by design.
Yeah.
Right. So in order to have that disparity, somebody has to remain at the top while majority of the people stay here.
Well, bread and circus.
And we funded too many international causes as well, but that was also a hedge in case things did not work out here for own selfish interest. China's not going to sell a majority of their mainland to any American tech CEO, regardless of what price he'll pay. It's not true here.
Right. Yeah, somebody said the system is not broken. You're right. It's working exactly how it's supposed to.
And Rashad, you good though?
Huh?
It felt like an episode of Scandal for a second. I was like, oh
no, we good.
Yeah.